Hello, I'm Sophie D'Souza and welcome to my channel, Sophie Stained Glass. This is not exactly a stained glass video today. I've been asked to come and repair a 19th century Italian glass mosaic, and it is exquisitely beautiful, but it was damaged when they were cleaning the stonework around it. They're having a lot of renovations done in this church, which I hope you can see. Scale is enormous. It's almost like a cathedral, and they have so much beautiful art here. I think it's the most beautiful Catholic church I've seen in this country. Not that I've seen all the Catholic churches in this country, but I've really been struck by the beauty of this church and the scale. So I hope you find it interesting, and thank you for watching. The first thing I did was I went around all the places where pieces were missing, and I've used some primer to make sure that the bedding isn't dusty and it's will adhere to the pieces as I put them in. I just wanted to do a little focus in on this mosaic, because it really is almost the proportions of a micro mosaic, because here you can see my finger, and that will give you an indication of how big it is. Here, I don't know if you can see, because I put it in shadow and I point to it, but just here is one of the little black pieces, and these mosaics are all outlined in the tiniest little black pieces. And those are the ones that I'm finding hardest to cut. But I'll show you how I'm doing it. And I also will show you, these are some pieces that were salvaged. These are the actual pieces. So these, I'll put it on my fingertip so you can see. Well, I can't even balance it on my fingertip with one hand, it's quite hard. How tiny these black pieces are. How thin they are. I think you can see that. So it's really a challenge. And the other thing is, when I'm cutting them, I have to cut them shallower, because I don't have the room to bed them in otherwise, because the original adhesive is still there on the wall. So they need to be even smaller. And the other small-ish pieces are these little dark red brick colour ones, and these go in the halo. But I mean, the work is just exquisite, it really is. And in the skull here, there's a few pieces missing. So that's what I'm going to work on today over in this corner. I've got mostly quite good colour matches, but my browns are too warm to match in with these, but they're very small pieces, and I don't think anybody else is going to notice, to be honest. Another piece missing here. But I'll show you how I cut the black pieces, the very, very small ones. So to cut the black pieces, I have to use these cutters because they cut the finest slithers without crushing. These can crush a bit, but what these do is cut in a sort of fingernail shape, but I put them as close to the edge as I dare, and then I get something. Now that looks absurd, doesn't it? So I probably wouldn't use that one. Now that I've done that on that end, I've spoiled that end, so I'm going to turn it over, because it's got these sort of arcs either side. My cutters will just slide there. So we'll do the other end, and we'll make it a bit bigger this time. And there we have a piece. Now, let me show you how it compares. And it's, in spite of looking quite thin, it's actually still bigger than the original pieces. But if I turn it round that way, I can find an edge that actually is thinner. And what I then need to do is cut it down the middle. and that will give me the edge I need, and also it will mean I can probably use this piece in 2 places. So let's compare again. So you can see now we're getting to the sort of size we need. Ridiculous, isn't it? These don't look like they've been made like the other pieces of Smolty. I've got a feeling these might have been rolled to this thickness because the consistency is so uniform between all the pieces. And with glass, you just, when you cut it with these sort of pincers, you never get that sort of consistency. So then what I do, so I've taken off both edges of this, I cut it in half with these. Now these pincers cut a straighter edge. I don't get that sort of arc. And that means I've then got a straight edge from which to try and cut another piece. So that piece is nice and thin. So there we go, there's a nice thin piece. I'm keeping them on my little saucer. So I tend to cut a few in a go. There's another nice small piece. They sort of curve off to a sort of point, and sometimes I nibble that away with the pliers, and sometimes I leave it in because, to be honest, you don't really notice it, it just reads as black. I might get another one off this end. Yeah, so there's another one there. So I spent 7 hours making this mosaic yesterday and probably got about 6 inches square done. So that gives you an idea of the amount of concentration, cutting, matching, positioning, repositioning that I have to do.